Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's great to have you all here for a new lesson today. Today we'll be learning about the past tense, as in the past simple and the past perfect. We will learn about the other two, past continuous and past perfect continuous, in the next lesson. Enough said, I'm Mr. Rob, and I'm your lucky teacher for today, so let's get on with the lesson. Okay, in the last tense lesson, we learned what the present tense is and how to use it in a sentence. In this lesson, we will be doing the same. Okay, so what is the past tense? The past tense is when something happened in the past. That means that it happened already. To better understand, look at it this way. Today is the present and yesterday was the past. Now that we know what the past tense is, we can move on with the lesson. Now, let's go over the past simple and past perfect tenses. Okay, the first one we will be going over is the past simple tense. What is the past simple tense? The past simple tense is used principally to describe events in the past. Technically speaking, it happened already. You can also recognize the past tense by noticing how the verbs end. The verb can end with N, D, ED, and T. If you don't understand, we're going to go over some examples with a little bit of explanations so you can better understand. I won the race. I left the house. I worked with him. I did my homework. I killed the test. As you can see in these examples, all the verbs ended with either N, D, ED, or T. So let's go over each and every one of them. The first one, I won the race. As you can see, I used the verb win, and the past tense was won. And as you can see, it ended with an N. The second one, I left the house. I used the verb leave, and I used the past tense. And as you can see, the verb ended with a T. The third one, I worked with him. As you can see, I used the verb work, and I had to end it with ed in order for it to make it the past tense word worked. I did my homework. As you can see, I used the verb do, and because I was saying that I did my homework in the past, I had to add the D at the end in order for it to be did. And the last one was, I killed the test. As you can see as well, I used the verb kill, but I made it into a past tense by adding ed, and it became killed. So that's it. Now let's move on to the past perfect tense. Now the past perfect tense. What is the past perfect tense? The past perfect tense, the verb tense used to talk about actions that were completed before some point in the past. But what does that mean? That means that if the action was done before some point in the past, it is considered past perfect. That's what it means. Also, the past perfect has a certain formula. It happens to be subject plus had plus past participle. And what is the past participle? The past participle is N, D, ED, and T. So now that you know the formula, let's apply it in these examples. I had seen the ball. Bob had been here before. I had worked all day. You had worked all morning. I had walked the mile. So as you can see in these examples, we use the formula. So now let's go over each sentence so we can see how the formula was used. So number one, I had seen the ball. As you can see, the subject was I, we used had, and we used the verb see and the past participle in. The second one, Bob had been here before. As you can see, we used the subject Bob, we used the verb had, and also we used the verb to be, and the past participle was in. I had worked all day. We used the subject I, we used had, and then after that we used the verb work, and we used the past participle ed. You had worked all morning. We used the subject you, we used had, and also we used the verb work with the past participle ed. I had walked the mile. As you can see, we used the subject I, we used had, and we used the verb walk and the past participle ed. Okay, as you can see in all these examples, we learned how the formula for the past perfect tense was used. Now we understand the past perfect tense. And I'm glad you guys stayed here to the end of the video. So if you want to learn more about grammar, just click on the next video you see and you will learn about the present tense. And that's it, guys. See y'all next week for the new lesson. Stay eagerly to learn.